What movie had the worst ending that you didn't expect? When I was maybe 8, my aunt took me to see The Boy in the Striped Pajamas in theaters, not realizing at all what it would be about. She didn't read the book, so to her it seemed like a heartwarming story about companionship between two boys and thought the fact that it was PG-13 would be okay. Most of the movie was fine. I didn't know what the Holocaust was, but I kinda got the drift. It wasn't until they got into the gas chamber at the end that my child self started bawling BC I knew they probably died. It was the first non-happy ending I ever saw, and it took me a little while to reconcile what had happened and the fact that some events are just cruel. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Not a movie, but Game of Thrones. Knowing https://www.com/title/tt0448011/. It started out great, looked amazing, so much potential, but the ending is just absolutely terrible. It too, I thought the movie wasn't good at all, but watched with the family. Way too long, shit story, but then after losing their battle against this monster that can tout a tremendous size and power, they are able to outsmart it and destroy it by yelling at it to make it feel small. What a shit ending, 3 hours I'll never get back. When I was little, my mother sent my brothers and I to a Disney movie. Safe choice, right? All 3 of us were bawling our eyes out when she picked us up after. The movie was Old Yeller. Maze Runner, The Scorch Trials *SPOILERSOBVI*. When Teresa betrayed Thomas at the end, I felt so bad for him. It's all fine at the end though. Still hurt me from the inside. I just saw A Quiet Place, and the movie is really good. The final scene though, when all of the other monsters start swarming towards the house, and Emily Blunt cocks the shotty, it was just weird. Like, they've been terrified this whole time of dying, and now she's Doomguy about to fuck shit up. It just didn't sit well with me. Life, with Jake Gyllenhaal. Standard space station alien movie, right? Wrong. Most disturbing non-horror ending I've seen. Here's how it goes. Jake and another survivor, I forget her name, so let's call her Jill, are rushing to the escape pods in the space station. Jake lures the alien to his pod, the plan being that he will shoot off into deep space with the alien and die, while Jill can return to Earth. Jake and the alien are fighting in the pod, blah, blah, when the alien pins him down and pushes the steering wheel. Suddenly, the light outside Jake's window gets brighter. The alien pushed Jake off course, crashing into Jill's pod and pushing her into deep space. The endings were reversed in the worst possible way. Jill died screaming and alone, pounding on the window as she slowly suffocated to death. And Jake was eaten alive as his pod crashed onto Earth, giving the alien an entire planet full of people to eat. Edit. To clarify, I enjoyed the ending and the movie, it just freaked me out the first time I saw it. I give Life a solid 7 shrugs out of 10. It's a decent movie, certainly not a masterpiece like Alien, but still worth a watch. Lucy. The Dark Phoenix. I was so stoked about the story, and then the end. What stupid shit is that? I was literally fuming about that ending for days. Full disclosure, I have not read the comic, so I suppose it's my fault. Titanic. Rose spends 4 days on a boat with a guy when she was 16. She spends the next 80 or so years living a full life with a man she loved, married, had children with, explored the world with, etc. But when she dies, her last thought, after life, is with a teenager she had a 3-day fling with when she was a child, with not a thought spent on the people she spent her life with. Fuck you, Rose. Fuck you very much. Suicide Squad. Tore a city apart and broke a man down to the point of committing full arson against enemies just to get thrown back in cages. I was disgusted. That Wolverine movie where they cut his claws off at the end. Or that Wolverine movie where they have shitty no mouth Deadpool at the end. Matrix Revolutions. Not sure what I really expected, but I certainly wanted none of what we got. Buried. Call me silly, but I genuinely thought he was going to be rescued. I was really sad for him when I realized that was the end for him. I'm Legend. Snowpiercer. Seemed like a good premise, but got real shitty. Kill everyone on the train for 2 kids to be saved, and they're in the middle of a frozen wasteland. Even if life is coming back, they still have no survivor skills and that polar bear is going to eat them. Still a shit movie even without the ending though. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. They sucked me in totally, and then. Edit, fixed title. When I was a child, I loved The Fox and the Hound. But I always skipped the ending, because they let Todd go. Why? I'm going with Star Trek, Into Darkness. Up until *ROUGHLY* halfway in, it was a fine movie. Then I got a profound sense of deja vu as they copied and pasted plot point after plot point from Wrath of Khan. Most insulting of all, though, was killing off Kirk and then resurrecting him 5 minutes later with magic blood. The effect was like a college student plagiarizing someone's thesis without understanding anything that they lifted or how it fits into the body of the essay. Lucy. Ugh, me and my family were so pissed off by that movie. Scarlett Johansson gets awesome superpowers after being made a drug mule by the same people that violently murdered her boyfriend, gets revenge, helps some scientists, is about to smash a hot cop, turns into organic computer data on a flash drive. Awesome action sequences and concepts throughout this movie, and it end like cop ***STORMS into room, where is she? Where is Lucy ***TEXT message on his crappy phone everywhere, cut to black. I didn't expect much from The Rise of Skywalker, and it still disappointed me. *Y. Was Palpatine surprised that Rey and Kylo were connected by the Force? If Snoke was his puppet and Snoke directly talked about their connection in episode 8. How did a single hidden Sith planet have the resources and manpower to build a fleet that the First Order's own admirals, masters of an entire sector of the galaxy, admit dwarfs their own? If Force ghosts can now interact with the material world, for instance Luke raising his wing from the ocean and Yoda blasting a tree with lightning, why the fuck didn't Luke, Yoda, and Obi-Wan just teleport over to Palpatine's house and fucking yeet him back into the afterlife? Or fuck, even Force Anakin could have done it, thus preserving the prophecy that the sequels just kind of forgot existed. How did Lando round up an entire fleet of random, ragtag ships in less than an hour? Remember that Lando and Poe left at the same time in different directions. Poe went straight to the Sith planet, and Lando would have followed the same path, so all of that travel time should be struck against each other. Lando showed up mid-battle, which means that he magically gathered that entire force in approximately 20 minutes. Further on the point of Lando's magic band of misfits, if the First Order had supreme military control of most of the galaxy, and the Sith fleet dwarfed their own, how did a bunch of random civilian pleasure and cargo ships defeat the Sith fleet? If they could do that, why couldn't they overthrow the First Order? Why did Palpatine route his entire fleet to a planet with only a single fragile control tower allowing travel into orbit? At least the Death Star's tiny weakness was explained as a deliberate sabotage by the designer. Why did Palpatine, the master of intrigue and shadowy plots behind the scenes, announce to the entire galaxy that he had returned and was going to crush them before he had his armada ready to go in space? Who hid the map to the Sith planet in Palpatine's chambers on the Death Star? It clearly wasn't something he put there himself, because somebody built a magic dagger that acts as a map to find it on the Death Star. Somebody had to have known the map was there and deliberately craft the dagger to show others where it was. SOMEBODY who could speak ancient Sith? No such person exists in canon that I'm aware of. Furthermore, WHY did somebody make a secret Sith dagger map, the only purpose of which was to lead to ANOTHER map? What possible purpose could that have served to anybody in universe? How did Kylo return to the Sith planet after being stranded on the wreckage of the Death Star, full of nothing but old, broken TIE fighters that episode 4 made clear couldn't go to light speed anyway? If force healing is such an easy thing to do, even to the extent of resurrecting the dead, why was Anakin Skywalker so desperate to find a cure for Padme that he would turn to the dark side? He lived at the height of the New Republic. Surely this technique that an untrained desert girl discovered on her own would have been known to the Jedi at the height of their power. And this isn't a plot hole per se, but why did Rey bury Luke's and Leia's sabers on FUCKINGTATOOINE? Luke hated Tatooine, his father hated Tatooine, his grandmother was *ENSLAVED* on Tatooine, and Leia spent her time on the planet as an implied sex slave to a Hutt. The entire family line hated that desert shithole where they experienced so much misery. That's like taking your Jewish grandmother's old necklace and burying it in fucking Auschwitz. The movie and its ending weren't just bad, it's entirely incoherent from a plot perspective. I can suspend disbelief quite a bit when watching Magic Space Wizards, but there's a certain point at which the fictional universe isn't even obeying its own laws and logic. The Mist, 2007. Now you see me. This movie combined two of my guilty pleasures, magic tricks and heist films, so I really wanted to like this movie. But the twist at the end was so infuriatingly stupid that it made me hate the entire movie. You don't fucking make the man whodunit the same person as the man who's pursuing the man whodunit. Oh my god, Sunshine 100%. The first 2/3 of it were a brilliant example of hard sci-fi, and it was on track to be one of my favorite movies ever. Then the last act happened, and I now understand why no one remembers it or cares about it. Not exactly a movie, but the crocodile episode of Black Mirror. I burst out laughing, and I'm sure that wasn't supposed to happen. The Last Airbender. That movie deserves to be captured by Azula. Remember Me, 2010. Babel. It's 143 minutes of showing seemingly random connections that ruin everyone's lives. I saw it in the theater when it came out. When the credits started, someone literally said, "I just sat here for that." At which point people applauded him. Man in the High Castle. Whole entire series was solid. Season 4 a little less but still great. And then a bunch of people from different dimensions just happily stroll through a tunnel into a room with a swastika the size of Texas hanging on the wall and pretend not to notice it. Was just silly. Spoiler for the newest Star Wars movie, I was really sad that both Leia and Ben died. I get that Carrie Fisher had passed in real life, so yeah, but I felt killing off Ben was a bit extreme, and it would have been cool if Rey and Ben found who they truly were together instead of Rey doing it alone. Edit, I mean Kylo Ren as Ben, since that was his actual name. Deathly Hallows Part 2. MF really broke the Elder Wand in half and got away with it. It wasn't a bad ending, but it was way too sudden. Karate Kid. It went like this. Okay, they're fighting. Bang, Daniel kicks the other fella in the nose. Everyone cheers and surrounds him. The old Japanese fella nods approvingly. And it's done. That's it. Credits. No resolution whatsoever. Edit, again. It is not a bad ending, but in my opinion, it was quite abrupt. Happy Death Day to you, I yelled what the hell, in the post-credits scene. The Devil Inside. The movie was basic horror, everyone dies fair, but it suddenly ends after a car crash, and a title card appears listing a website for more info and the movie just ends. Seriously, one of the worst endings imaginable. Hancock started out really interesting, but the second half seemed completely random and separated from the first. Bridge to Terabithia thought it was going to be a fantasy film, then discovered just their imaginations. Then the ending happened. I heard parents were pissed because they took their kids to see a light-hearted movie. Frozen. And I don't mean the Disney movie. I mean the one about the skiers stuck on the ski lift. Percy Jackson. Any of them. Honestly, they are completely bad. I'd rather pull out all of my teeth than watch that movie. Rick Riordan, author of PJ.